Look at the bubbles. Bubbles are everywhere. This is the best room in the hack. Oh, something to point out. The lava does not actually hurt you in Varia suit when you have it. Or if it does, it's just so slow it doesn't even matter. And if you saw Spazer kind of go through the tile there, you did. I just kind of miss it for the moment here. But anyway. But leave it or not, we have passed the entrance to Lower Norfair. And no, it was not that tile that I just shot through. But yeah, we've just gone past the entrance to Lower Norfair. That's all there is to it. So again, kind of like the Z-Factor Lower Norfair entrance, there's no real hint whatsoever. I guess what you could consider as a hint is this room, the one in between this, with the lava that's full of bubbles, and then the other room that just has these bubbles next to the door as well. That's your hint, is those three rooms. They have bubbles, and this one's filled with bubbles. That's all there is to it, really. So, yeah, not the greatest way to say, oh, hey, you need to actually go this way to progress. I know after my hacks I wanted to talk about that, but just felt like mentioning it. Also about the bubbles. They have the blue glow. They're purpley bubbles. That works well. When you do bubbles, this really applies to any tiles, but you know, bubbles. When you do that, you need to make sure, like obviously the blue rocks, go good with the blue glow. Blip, blip, blip. Go good with the blue glow. That's... Go good with the blue glow. That's kind of harder to say than it should have been. But when you're doing stuff like that, especially stuff that has glows from the original game, like all these areas, you know, like the wreck ship area has that green glow that affects, I forget what palette line it is, and what palette's on that palette line. But when you adjust tiles, or whatever, change the palette or whatever, oftentimes those glows do not fit anymore with your new palette or whatever. And it's very noticeable on bubbles. And really other things, but again, bubbles, more important. So you really need to keep that in mind when you're adjusting palettes and stuff. If you do plan on using glows, you either need to adjust the glows that are in there, or make some brand new glows, so keep that in mind. Excuse me. So yeah, being the Norfair area, there is a lot to explore in Spospo here. And I believe there must have been a save right over here. Yeah. So yeah, there's stuff to collect and all. In this, I finally do get to the other side of the purpley red elevator room and get my power bombs. I get there eventually, so we'll be seeing that. Although this is a bunch of new areas, so I'm just letting this play out for now. I know there will be parts later on that I'm either speeding up or cutting out just to make it a little bit better. A little more viewable so I'm not completely lost everywhere. Because even with help, I was still looking around being silly. And I guess something I wanted to mention, or talk about a little bit, was like design? Well, sort of design. It kind of falls under that, but kind of doesn't. And what I mean by that... Oh. I think this is where I noticed lava doesn't actually hurt you. Okay, so... the thing I wanted to talk about was when people make hacks. Like I had this thought recently because I was watching someone play SLI, and then I kind of thought about this a little bit. But when people make hacks, or people who make hacks, like there's not a whole lot of super accessible hacks, really. Like not something you can go and tell a friend who isn't like that big into Metroid or whatever, but there still isn't really anything you could say, oh hey, here's something you should go play. It's really good. Or it's something you can do. I don't know. It's something like that. You kind of get the idea. I hope. But there's not really a whole lot that are like that, so I was kind of thinking about that a little bit. And the reason for that being, I honestly think that it would be harder, or that's not really a fair expectation that a lot of hacks would be really accessible. And the reason being is people who make hacks are familiar with the game already. And so, like for myself, I like more of a challenge. So when I'm making the game, I already know Super Metroid and all that, so it's like, it's easy. And so when I make it, I want to make it a little more challenging, so when I play my own stuff, it's a bit closer to something I would actually like to play. A little more difficult. And also being familiar with the game myself, I know all these other little tricks and stuff. And stuff like that, you can't really put into a hack that's accessible. For instance, if you wanted a hack that anybody could play, you would have to remove the need to wall jump anywhere, do any meter or morphs, or anything like that. Things that I would consider simple and very easy to do, stuff like that would have to go in order to be more accessible. So I think that is part of the reason why there's not really a lot of hacks out there that you could really point out to someone and say, you know, this is a good entry point. Oh, I guess this is another part of the hint, is this room is full of bubbles. So, on the lower Norfair thing, so yeah. But yeah, back to the subject. It's really kind of, I thought that was kind of interesting though when I was thinking about that. Because it would probably be nice to be able to have a few more hacks out there that are more accessible for people to play, maybe learn some of these tricks, but absolutely not required at all, or not difficult without them. But it's also, I don't think, extremely likely. Because the person who made this, I am pretty sure, I am safe in saying, that he was familiar with the original game. I mean, if you're hacking a game, you're familiar with it, the original source in the first place. And so you want to take that and put your own twist on it, or whatever. And why was I not using missiles on these guys? I don't know. So yeah, that was just my 2 cents on that, really. So I don't know. Like, I can't imagine anybody who say, I want to make a hack of Super Metroid, or any game, say, I want to make this to be the same game, basically. I don't know, it kind of seems like that, in a way. Where it's like, I want to do it where, you know, players don't have to know all this stuff, but then it kind of feels like the same game. And if you're making a hack, most likely thing is you're trying to make it different from that, so fit your vision instead of just making Super Metroid, but with different tiles and rooms look different. I don't know. Maybe some people do think more like that. I guess I'm just not really one of them. But I do find that kind of interesting. You can have some very different points of view on stuff. So yes, the door was open the whole time. I could have gone back here. Which would have saved some time, for sure. But I'm playing a new hack and I'm being a doofus. So yeah, this is the other side of that crumble block that was pestering me. And not too far ahead of here is Crocomire. So really, there is not much. I didn't have to go very far to get the upgrade here. And you see, this is okay. Because there's a lot to explore in Spospo. But right now, it's all new area. And if I just look around, I found the door. The blue door. I found the map or something. Saw there was another connection. Just have to check it out. Oh hey, here I am, making some advancement. Yeah, that's not really in blue. I forgot Crocomire was blue. I don't know about this. I'm kind of wondering if all the blue is sort of an inside joke. I don't know the person who made this. I don't know, like, the whole Japanese hacking community. I don't know if there was something going on with the people, you know, that talk together or whatever. He's like, wouldn't it be amazing if everything was blue? I don't know. But yeah. I don't understand why everything is so blue. So, yeah. Crocomire throws the wall and then dies still. Same old Crocky. And again, supposed to have grapple beam, which I believe is somewhere in Spospo, but I don't remember. I am good at this. But anyway, power bombs. We can get them now with just a slight acid bath. And I think from here, I just take these power bombs and start exploring power bomb doors I've already come across. Because again, like when I defeated Phantoon and then left the wreck ship, there is absolutely no reason for me to continue in the same area despite there being new stuff to explore. Sometimes I don't know what I'm thinking when I play these things. You know, when I'm editing these together, even when I like to do the live commentary and playing, when you see a video of a hack go up on YouTube, I have seen that footage when I play it, when I record it, when I edit it. I see it at the very least 3 times. And I see myself do some stupid stuff. And I don't know why. Why do I do things? I have no idea. If you ask me, I'm sorry, I can't explain it sometimes. I'm silly. You see how useful missiles are. I would think maybe I will start using them a little more. But yeah, just watching myself play, it's... And I try to use that and learn from it, but I don't, because I'm stupid. Yeah. I have no answers for this. So maybe this is when I go back. Yeah, look at all this stuff. I got this yellow dot up there, which kind of seems like, hey, you should go check this thing out. That might be important. I have to go explore these other things and these different areas away from where I just got this new upgrade. Because there might be new upgrades over here instead. Which that is somewhat of a valid point. But it... I don't know. It might also be because I'm just watching myself play. And I know already what's coming up. Or whatever. That it seems a lot dumber. Because if it seemed this dumb at the time to me, I probably would not have done it. Or at least, I'd like to think I wouldn't have done it. And again, those doors... I don't know about those doors. Maybe someone can explain those doors to me, because... Oh, yeah. Power bomb explosions. They have blue in them. Because why not? So, yeah. And if you just saw me shooting the doors with the missiles and supers, that was definitely on purpose. Because if you remember Mockingbird Station at all, X-Ray was hidden behind a gray door that was actually a super missile door. Because you can do that. You just change the palette in the one tile set to gray for the super missile doors, so... Or whatever. Or for power bomb doors or missile doors. Or even for regular doors if you wanted. And I was just in the landing site. I had power bombs. Oh, okay, no. That one item at the top of the landing site was behind the power bomb thing. And I didn't get it. And these guys are... pretty evil, and probably should have made it obvious I don't really want to be here right now. But nope. I smart. Then I decide I can't waste this many missiles. So yeah, that thing just took a whole energy tank off. With Variasuit. Like I said, some things in this hack, especially later on, will destroy you. So this goes back down to Spospo. So I do end up back here, but now I'm in lower Norfair music stuff. And Ridley's seems to be right over there. So I kind of just ignore that for some reason. And Blue Space Pirates. And Blue Sky. Everything is blue. And yeah, that guy took an energy tank off as well. That's a lot of energy. For only 5 energy tanks. Hence to collect all the energy tanks you can, which is always a good idea. And of course, because I'm a genius, with all these high damage enemies, I'm going to save back here. Although the recharge station did help with that, I will say. I didn't have just one energy tank, so that plus the 5 energy tanks plus the recharge. That's a good thing. So anyway, we're actually getting close to the part where... Oh, there's some more. That wonderful glow on tiles that shouldn't be on. See, it works fine on the rocks. It works good on the bubbles. Not on these tiles. Those gray tiles, just no. No glow on gray tile. Does not work.